Hey lovelies, so today I've got a book haul for you. I've got a bunch of different things. I've got some textbooks for uni which I'm going to show you, and I've got some books related to some of my uni subjects which I've gotten just to help with assignments but are still interesting, and then I've also got a bunch of books that I've just bought recently and want to haul for you. So I'll start off with the more boring stuff, the uni stuff. I'll get through that quickly and then I'll go into some of the books I'm talking about and I've bought recently so you can see what is happening in my reading world. So starting off with the textbooks, I've got The European World 1500 to 1800, An Introduction to Early Modern History by Beat Cumin. So yeah, I'm taking a history class on the Renaissance and sort of the Middle Ages and early modern Europe. So that's that. Next we've got Terrorism and Counterterrorism by Bridget Nakos. So I'm doing a terrorism and counterterrorism in the 21st century subject. So that's fun. I'm also doing an international relations course. This is actually what my degree is on. So I've just got Short Introductions to International Relations by Stephanie Lawson, who actually works at my uni. And the last book is this chunker, which is Foundations of Astronomy by Seeds and Backman. So as part of my uni, everyone has to do a people subject and a planet subject. So basically a humanities subject and a science subject. So because I'm very shit at science, I've decided just to get it out of the way in my first year, and I'm just doing astronomy, which isn't too bad so far, honestly. I thought it might be hard, but it's not. Okay, so the next set of books are books on terrorism because I needed some info for one of my assignments for my terrorism subject. So we have got The Rise of the Islamic State, ISIS and the New Sunni Revolution by Patrick Cockburn. Yeah, I haven't read these yet, and you know, most of these are on ISIS, I believe, or Islam. So I can't really tell you much about them. They're all quite similar, but I did have a pretty good look. I did research quite a lot and I ended up getting these 5 books. So I can say that I'm pretty sure they're very current, informative, and are written by people who know what they're talking about. So the next one is Heretic, Why Islam Needs Reformation Now by Ayan Hirsi Ali. I probably butchered that. This one sounds really interesting. It's about Islam and whether it's a religion of peace or violence, and I think that's a really important question in today's society. So the next one is ISIS, The State of Terror by Jessica Stern and J.M. Berger. So yeah, like again, this one looks good, and I have seen Jessica Stern referred to in some of my textbooks and stuff like that, so she must be pretty good. The next one is Black Flags, The Rise of ISIS by Joby Warwick. Again, I've done my research, this looks good. And the last one on this topic before I get into the other ones is called ISIS Inside the Army of Terror by Michael Weiss and Hassan Hassan. They're my sort of non-fiction / uni books which I've used and am currently using. Okay, and now for the more fun books. So I bought this one today. It came in, I work at a bookshop, and yeah, I was receiving in the stock and I opened up the box and I just saw this book and I was like, oh my gosh, I need this book. And that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. This book is so beautiful. Look at that spine. The spine is honestly like what got me. And this. It has got like, it's not, I don't think it's pen signed, but it is signed, like printed signed, and just this like page is so beautiful. I just love it so much. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. The back's a bit confusing, but as far as I can understand, it's about a junior librarian who, it basically says the dream chooses the dreamer, not the other way around. And so there's this junior librarian, Laszlo, who has been afraid that his dream picked the wrong person because he keeps having this dream about this lost library in this mythical city, and he's like, I'm not the type of person that can go on that kind of voyage, like why would this dream have picked me? But then one day sort of events happen and it turns out that there's a situation which allows him to go on this voyage to find this lost city, and when he gets there things ensue. It sounds really good. Yeah, I haven't read The Daughter of Smoke and Bone series, which I should probably do, but given that I have this and I don't have the other one, I will probably get to this one sooner. Next on the list is The Circle by Dave Eggers. I bought this mainly just because the trailer of the movie looks fantastic. I'll probably be reading this next month, so if you're interested in a review, let me know down in the comments, and when I got to it I will let you know. And yeah, I plan to read this before the movie is out, so yeah, that should be within the next month or so. As far as I'm aware, this one is about sort of Facebook-like community job workplace where, you know, they're a really big sort of social media company, and the main character, I can't remember her name, gets May, the main character May, gets this job there and she thinks it's like her dream job, but the more she works there, the more she realizes that this company isn't exactly what it says it is. It's more into surveillance, and it's almost like a Big Brother type thing in terms of that 1984 world. And so I think it's going to come up with some moral questions about, you know, surveillance and how far is too far in terms of like freedom and stuff like that. So yeah, I think this will be a really interesting book, as well as just a fun one to dive into. So the next one I've got is so beautiful. This is called Eleanor, and as I'm sure you know, my name is Eleanor. I got this for Christmas from one of the girls from my work, and I'm just so excited. It's a historical fiction following 3 women named Eleanor in the same family, and about sort of just what happens in their lives. So it's one of those sort of family sagas, and I'm just really excited. I've heard great things about this one actually. I've had this on my TBR list for quite a while, and when I got it I was so excited. I'd never actually seen this cover before, and it's just so beautiful, and I love the spine as well. This book just looks amazing, so yeah, I'm very excited to get into this one. So the next book I have is Truly Madly Guilty by Leanne Moriarty, which is really exciting. So Leanne Moriarty is actually an Australian author. She actually lives in Sydney, which is where I live, so it's really nice to be reading a local author. Her other book, Big Little Lies, has actually just been turned into a TV show with Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman, and Shailene Woodley, so that's really cool. But yeah, I think I'm going to pick this one up because it actually matches up with one of my 52 books around the year challenge, I think is what it's called, the one on Goodreads, because it was one of the winners for the Goodreads awards last year for fiction or like 2016 release, one of the two. So I will hopefully be getting to this one. It's sort of a domestic thriller / crime. It's about a bunch of people who go to a barbecue, and the catchline's basically what you learn at the barbecue you can't unlearn, and these people go to the barbecue as friends and leave as enemies because they all share this dreadful secret, and it's like, well, what happens? So there's that book, Truly Madly Guilty by Leanne Moriarty. So the next one's a fun one. So this is Vampire Academy, the 10th Anniversary Edition by Rochelle Mead. So I don't know if you know, but I love Vampire Academy. It's one of my favourite series ever, and this book is obviously the first book redone, but it's got a whole section at the back. Honestly, this much of the book is extra content from like Dimitri and Liz and other people's point of view, just things that were not included in the first book but are just a really interesting insight into the other characters and stuff like that. And last of all, we have Without You There Is No Us by Suki Kim. Previously this year I read a book called In Order to Live by Yeonmi Park, which is about a North Korean defector. I did a review, so I'll leave that down below. Yeah, but this one is just another one about one of the things. This is actually someone who is not North Korean who went to North Korea. I think she was South Korean, and yeah, she went to North Korea to teach, and it's about her experience of being in North Korea and how, as someone who's not from there, just how different and dreadful it is. So yeah, that is my book haul. Let's see